this. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. I like this. Yeah. I like this.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Gervonta Davis and his fight with Jake Paul. This is supposed to be the 14th of November, and this is going to be a fight that apparently is going to be an exhibition fight. Now, I have warned people, and I warned a lot of casual fans about Gervonta Davis many years ago, and I told them that I believe that this guy was a pussy. And one of the reasons why is because as he was moving up in different weight classes, he could have fought Gary Russell Jr. He could have fought Tevin Farmer, and Tevin Farmer is shown to be a dog willing to fight anybody. In 130 pounds, he could have fought Vasyl Lomachenko because Vasyl Lomachenko was calling out Gervonta Davis like there was no tomorrow, and Gervonta Davis didn't do anything. Now, obviously, things changed when Gervonta Davis moved up, and then, he wanted to fight Vasyl Lomachenko, but, he had the opportunity to fight him at 130 pounds. On top of that, he ducked Devin Haney, he ducked Shakur Stevenson, and I told everybody that fight with Lamont Roach was a very tricky fight because Lamont Roach is not excellent at everything, but he's good at everything. He's not a type of fighter that you have to take lightly, and I think Lamont Roach and his style was dynamite for Gervonta Davis, and I think Lamont Roach would beat Gervonta Davis. I thought he could beat him the first time, and I think he can beat him the second time because I think Gervonta Davis, without his power, his boxing skills are just not enough. Okay. Now, obviously, he's not the only fighter. There are fighters like Canelo Alvarez, Gervonta Davis, of that caliber, Emmanuel Navarrete, or let's say Jermall Charlo, who basically just duck everybody, and they're not giving us the fights that the public, the real public wants. Okay, I don't know what's up with these casual fans today that apparently they treat boxers as if they were the escorts and the boxers are the sugar daddies, and they basically approve anything and everything about everything that's wrong with boxing. It's okay to duck, it's okay to not take David Benavidez or Dave Murrow Jr., it's okay to not take Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. You can just pick whoever you want because I'm going to blow you no matter what decision you make. And this is the type of kind of project of the things have changed, man. This is not the 90s anymore. So it's just incredible to me. But he's fighting Jake Paul. Now, Jake Paul, he's being criticized because people say, well, Jake Paul, he's like a circus clown, right? He's just fighting old Mike Tyson and other fighters, they're washed up. But to be honest with you, Jake Paul being a YouTuber and going out there and making these fights, you got to give him some credit because not everybody would have the balls to do something like that. Okay. And here's the thing. The fact that boxing is shit has nothing to do with Jake Paul. It has to do with the Gervonta Davis and the fighters like Canelo Alvarez, who basically just this guy doesn't make any money. Well, I'm gonna pick somebody who is easier, and fans applaud that shit. I'll pick John Ryder, I'll pick Pero Angulo, but I won't take on Demetrius Andrade. Gervonta Davis, oh yeah, I'll take on Hector Luis Garcia, but I'm not gonna take on Shakur Stevenson. Come on, only a retard can like that sort of boxing. I mean, that's just stupid. Okay. So Jake Paul, he's actually helping women's boxing. He's done a tremendous job with MVP Promotions trying to help a lot of these fighters, and I hope he signs fighters in his promotional company because I think that the type of fights that he's giving in the women's sport, that's actually something that we need in the men's sport because a lot of men are not willing to take the challenges. They want to be undefeated. And unfortunately, you're not going to be undefeated. If everybody fights everybody, they're going to have really nasty records. but nobody wants to admit that. Okay, they all want to have a clean record because they want to represent their ethnic group, and therefore, I want to make sure that I'm perfect, because if I lose one fucking fight, God forbid that my own people will abandon me. I will, and definitely abandoning you as a boxer. So it's all messed up. But Jake Paul has done the correct steps. It's not Jake Paul's. If Jake Paul took this fight as an exhibition, and boxing was perfectly fine, getting all the fights that we wanted, nobody would really have an issue with this. But because we're not getting the fights, then suddenly Jake Paul becomes like the stone where, oh, that's just like terrible and whatever. Well, it's not his fault that, we have a bunch of pussies who are commercialized that they don't want to take the good fights. That's not his fault. He's just taking advantage of the game. And he himself tried to fight Anthony Joshua. Supposedly Canelo was going to sign a contract with him, and I think Canelo will end up fighting Jake Paul at one point. I do think that is a money fight for Canelo. He's the type of guy that would do that. Now, in my opinion, don't be surprised in this fight that Jake Paul knocks the shit out of Gervonta Davis. Do not be surprised if that happens. And one of the reasons why is because Gervonta Davis he's a prize fighter. They don't care about the public. Fighters like him or Canelo, they don't care about their public. They care about making money. They're not there to offer you the best fights. They're there to just make the most money they can by exploiting the market and using stupid fans. They're gonna, suck their ass and pretending that they're these tough guys, right? Don't be surprised if Jake Paul knocks him out, because Jake Paul is a much bigger dude. This guy is a cruiserweight. Okay, I mean, this guy is a big dude. And Gervonta Davis, it's a small guy. Yes, it is true that Gervonta Davis has power at 130 pounds, but does not mean he's going to have power for a much bigger fighter. And Jake Paul, to be honest, he really has improved his game in these past few years. Last fight I saw against Chavez, not that Chavez is the great thing, of course, but I saw a good jab. I saw decent head movement. I saw that he could use the clinch when he needs to. If Jake Paul lands on Gervonta Davis, that could be a disaster for Gervonta Davis. And if he loses against Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis' career will be officially over. I want to say it again. If Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis, anything that he did, all the fans that he had, all the fans, casual fans, most of them, not real fans. Real fans will never like a fighter like that. Never back a fighter like that. But if he gets fucking put down by Jake Paul and he loses, whatever he did in his career will be thrown in the trash. I mean, that's just how it is. It will be trash. So, I mean, he's going to make money. There's no question about it. But if he loses against Jake Paul and he gets knocked out, which I would not be surprised if it happens. This is a big dude. This is like, he's a big guy, Jake Paul. He's not a small dude. It will only make a Jake Paul fight against a Canelo Alvarez a bigger payday for Jake Paul. That's what's going to happen. He's going to suck in Gervonta Davis' career. He's going to suck his soul out. And he's literally going to have more energy doing that. And then on top of that, everybody's going to want, Canelo or somebody, to put him down. He wanted to fight Anthony Joshua. So it's interesting. But, with fighters like Gervonta Davis or prize fighters in general, you can't be surprised to take these fights. I mean, I warned everybody that this guy was a pussy. I mean, he was, for the most of his career. He's not a Devin Haney. I love Devin Haney because they take the best fights. A lot of people pretend to be Devin Haney fans, but they're not a real Devin Haney fan. I'm a real Devin Haney fan. I've seen his career. I give him. He's taking challenge after challenge after challenge. A lot of people were excusing, what's this guy, the dope head, Ryan. Saying that just a little bit, just a little bit of drugs in my system. Oh, nothing to see here, and many of them Latinos, which is insane, that they support that, and then they go with that morality that they're good people. That's some weird shit. But that was disgusting to watch that, honestly. It really gave me a really bad flavor about certain people. But wow, I mean, right? Gervonta Davis is no Devin Haney, and I'll leave it like that. All right, peace out. Give us a like, subscribe, and become part of the best community of boxing and the realest. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.